My dear 11th class economics students, Assalamu alaikum. In this lecture, we will discuss the demographic profile, occupational structure, and the condition of infrastructure of India on the eve of independence. So, let us first discuss the demographic profile of India on the eve of independence. Students, demographics is the statistical data about the various characteristics of population. The common variables that are gathered in demographic profile of a country include age, gender, income level, level of education, etc. So, coming to demographic profile of India during British rule, students, it was in year 1881 that the details of the population of British India were collected for the first time through a census. After 1881, a population census was taken every 10 years. The recent one was taken in 2011. Before 1921, India was in the first stage of demographic transition when both the birth and death rates were very high. Because of the high birth and death rates, neither the total population of India nor the rate of population growth of India was high at this stage. The second stage of demographic transition happened after 1921. The second stage of demographic transition is characterized by high birth rate and low death rate. So after 1921, India witnessed decline in death rates since the major causes of mortality such as famines and epidemics were brought under control. The year 1921 is thus described as the year of Great Divide, as after 1921, population of India grew continuously and rapidly due to decline in death rates and high birth rates. During British rule, both birth rate and death rate of India were very high. Birth rate refers the number of live births per thousand of population per year, and death rate is the number of deaths per thousand population. So before 1921, the birth rate of India was nearly 48 per thousand and then fell to 40 per thousand during 1941 to 50. Now coming to death rate of India, it was as high as 42 per thousand till the year of Great Divide, that is till 1921, and then declined to 27 per thousand during 1941 to 50. The social development indicators were also not very encouraging at that time. The overall literacy rate was less than 60% during British period as compared to 74% at present. And out of total literacy rate, the female literacy rate during British period was only 7%. Public health facilities, they were also unavailable to very large section of population during British period in India. Wherever health facilities were available, They were inadequate, or we can say they were not sufficient. Due to inadequate or poor health facilities, various air and waterborne diseases attacked people in huge numbers. Now, coming to the infant mortality rate, students' infant mortality refers to the number of deaths of children under 1 year of age. During British period, infant mortality was alarming. It was very high. It was as high as about 218 per thousand as compared to 37 per thousand in the year 2015. Life expectancy, which refers to the number of years a person can expect to live, it was also very low during British period. It was only 32 years as compared to 68 years at present. So, demographic profile of India during British rule suggests that at that very time India was a stagnant and backward economy. Now coming to the occupational structure of India during British rule, students by occupational structure we mean the distribution of working persons across different industries and across different sectors such as across primary sector, also known as agricultural sector, secondary sector, also known as industrial sector, and tertiary sector, which is also known as service sector. During British period, there are two important features of India's occupational structure. One is the predominance of agricultural sector. It means that about 70 to 75% of India's working population was involved with agricultural sector during British period. Only 10% of India's population was engaged with manufacturing sector, that is the industrial sector, or we can say secondary sector, and 15 to 20% were engaged with service, or we can say tertiary sector. Second important feature of India's occupational structure during British period was growing regional variation. Areas of the then Madras Presidency, that is present today Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala and Karnataka, Maharashtra and West Bengal, those areas saw a decline of the workforce in agricultural sector with a parallel increase in the manufacturing and service sectors. It means that those regions showed a modest shift from primary sector to the secondary and tertiary sectors. On the other hand, the states of Odisha, Rajasthan, and Punjab showed increased dependence on the primary sector. Thus, regional variation, or we can say regional imbalance in occupational structure, was also seen during British rule in India. Now, the infrastructure of India during British rule. Infrastructure refers to the elements of economic and social change which serve as a foundation for the economic and social development of a country. Under the colonial rule, basic infrastructure such as roads, railways, ports, water transport, post and telegraph etc. were developed. But this development was not to provide basic amenities to the people of India, but to subserve the colonial interests. Like The roads were built for mobilizing the army within India and for drawing raw materials from the countryside, from the village to the nearest railway station or the port in order to send these raw materials to England and other foreign lands, particularly to England. The railways, which was introduced in India in 1850, helped in commercialization of Indian agriculture, which adversely affected the comparative self-sufficiency of the village economies in India. The introduction of the expensive system of electric telegraph in India in 1857 similarly served the purpose of maintaining law and order. So, summarizing the topic of the state of Indian economy on the eve of independence that we were discussing from the past few days, we can state that from British we inherited a backward and stagnant economy. Due to the unjust and discriminatory policies of British government, the Indian economy on the eve of independence showed a very low economic growth rate. The agricultural sector was badly hit and it was characterized with surplus labor and extremely low productivity. India's world famous handicrafts were systematically destroyed due to discriminatory policies of British government. Although modern industry had begun to take its roots during British period, but its growth rate was very low. Foreign trade of India was also controlled by British government in such a manner that they contributed to colonial interests of the British government. The socio-economic indicators of India were also very discouraging during British rule. Thank you.